Hey, so in this video I show you how to make Spanish chorizo at home. Typically this is a cured sausage, however you can also adjust the recipe and eat it as a fresh sausage like a bratwurst and grill it. Either way, what you need for meat is pork shoulder and pork back fat. Super simple, 70% and 30%. And then for spices, first of all we need red wine. Then you need salt and cure, fresh garlic, and Pimentón de La Vera. This is very important. It's a paprika powder which is smoked over holm oak and is actually indispensable for real chorizo taste. So you can switch it with smoked paprika. However, I advise you to get this version because it makes the taste better. So I would say let's start. First, cut down the meat into strips. As always, the size is dependent on how big your meat grinder is. Then give it a good mix so the lean and fat is evenly distributed. And then you can add the Pimentón de La Vera and put this into the freezer for 1 to 2 hours. After the meat is frozen, you use the coarsest plate and grind the meat once. And then you can add the red wine and the salt and the cure. If you want to do it as a bratwurst, you can skip the cure. And now it's time to mix everything together. This step is super important because you need to have a super good binding. So mix it for 2-3 minutes and make sure that in the end it looks like this. And then it's ready to fill the sausage. I'm using hog casings caliber 28-30. They work great in a home setting because it's easier to dry them. In this video I filled them with my meat grinder. However, if you have a sausage stuffer, I advise you to fill it with the sausage stuffer because the meat grinder makes the meat and the fat finer. So as you can see, the color here changes, and that's like the fat is smearing, and that's what you typically don't want in a cured sausage. It works, however, if you have a sausage stuffer, use this. At this point in time, I did not have one, so I did it with my meat grinder. Once the meat is filled into the casing, it's time to link the sausages. You can decide for yourself how big your chorizo should be. Just put the sausage between your thumb and forefinger and rotate the sausage away from you, and then move to the next link and rotate it towards you. Or you can just skip each link and rotate it in the same direction. Okay, so what I do now is I poke them to remove any air bubbles, any air holes. This is super important because otherwise the sausage will go bad. And then in the next step, I cut off the links. I always make a pair. It's easier to hang them that way. Okay, and then it's time for the drying process. What I did is I hanged the sausages in a dark place for 1 day. The place should have about like 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, which is around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 70 to 80% humidity. You can also spray the sausages in these first 24 hours with water from time to time to keep that humidity, and just use a room temperature room, and it will work fine. This curing part is a bit more complex than the typical sausage making. The reason why this works now is because the caliber is pretty small with 28 to 30. I will in the future also provide like a detailed salami making guide. If you go up in the caliber setting and that you make thicker sausages, then it's a bit more complex than this. However, this should work in the home setting. Okay, so after 24 hours, what you will see is that the color has changed and they start to look red. And now it's time to change the place and hang it up in any cool place you find. The air humidity again should be around 70%. For me, the basement worked out. For the first week, what I did is I moistened the chorizos once a day for a few days, and then hung up a damp cloth next to them and sprayed the cloth with a bit of water to actually get the humidity. And then after the first week, you can just let them hang there and let them dry to the grade of firmness you want. For me, this was about 2 weeks into it. And as you can see here, that's what I meant with the filling part. This one is super coarse. However, there you can see the fine bits. This is because I filled it with a sausage stuffer. However, I would say, yeah, let's try it out and make a taste test and see how the sausage turned out. If you want it less firm, you can also dry it for less, or if you want it firmer, you can dry it longer. And here you can see even distribution of fat and lean meat. Looks really good in terms of color. And then the second one, yep, also looks good, but as you can see, a bit lighter color. Yeah. So let's taste it. Yes. Wow. Woo! Nice. It's super intense, like the paprika, the special paprika, you can really taste it. A bit of garlic, the red wine not so less, but yeah, with a good piece of white bread, a baguette. Wow, wow! It's a real flavor bomb. Yeah, actually, yeah, what an awesome. It's so simple, but it's so rich in taste. It's amazing. You can definitely try that at home. As always, the recipe is below the video. And if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. There are weekly sausage videos. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.